One of the hardest things for parents to do when they are angry or hurt is to put their differences aside for the sake of their children. Children have the hardest time adjusting to a divorce when the parents remain in a high level of conflict and keep the children in the middle of the conflict.
Research has shown that families of divorce experience conflict in 3 different ways. Some families have relatively low conflict.
Kids with ADHD or autism want to be independent. Try Goalie, the visual scheduler that guides them through routines so you don't have to. Goalie, reinventing routines.
Where the divorced parents generally cooperate with each other, are able to truly set aside their differences for their children. A moderate degree of conflict, where divorced parents may get fairly tense with one another. They keep their distance at their children's activities, but they're able to maintain a fairly businesslike approach to dealing with the task of parenting. It's very common for divorced families to be at this stage of conflict for the first year or 2 after separation. The third level of conflict within a divorced family is very high conflict. From your child's perspective, this is the worst. Arguments erupt into violence, police get called to settle visitation disputes, enforcement of court orders is next to impossible. These parents may go back to court several times a year, attempting to search out an agreement on their differences. Children from high-conflict divorce situations worry constantly about whether their parents will create a scene in public. Whatever the level of conflict is between you and your ex-spouse depends on your personality style and the circumstances that arise in your life. It's important to work through your conflict step by step.
For families living with ADHD or autism, preventing meltdowns is everything. Goalie reduces stress by enabling kids to complete routines independently. Goalie, reinventing routines.
If you're a high conflict person, don't expect to become a low conflict person overnight, but perhaps a moderate degree of conflict should be your initial goal. I have found that either parent, by his or her own actions, can actually prevent a significant amount of conflict. It's my belief that the best way to win an argument is to simply not participate in the argument. If you maintain an argument so that you win, your child will always be the loser.